Alright guys, you found yourself smack dab in the middle of the Dragon's Den. I'm your host, Lord Ryujin. Let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? On this edition, I wanted to take a minute to talk about the Nokia N-Gage. I got one just a few weeks ago actually from Big Mercenary, who ended up purchasing it offline. But regardless, it turned out to just be a demo unit, and he was kind enough to sell me his copy. That being said, it is a demo unit, so all it is good for is playing games. You can't use it for any of the other features or anything else like that. Not important for someone like me. For those of you who don't know what the Nokia N-Gage is, it's this. And basically the Nokia N-Gage was Nokia's attempt at sort of crossing the boundary. It was one of the very first phones to actually make an attempt to make that crossover into what is now common territory for phones. So that's what it was. It played games. It had little SD, well, not even SD, it had SIM card sized games that played some pretty popular franchises. There was a Call of Duty that was on there, a game called Pandemonium, which was also on the PlayStation, was on there. And then it had some original titles that you could only find, like Ashen and stuff like that, that were only available for the Nokia N-Gage. But yeah, because as you can see here, it has a D-pad, it has an OK button, and it even has a little number pad right here. So if you wanted to do things like call someone or send a text, you could actually stop in the middle of what you were doing with the game and hit this button right here, and you would then go back to the menu of the phone, and then you could send a text, place a quick phone call, things like that. This unit is a little bit better versus the other one where the receiver and the microphone were on the side, so you had to talk like this, commonly known as the taco, a pretty big joke back in the day. This one you just hold up like this like a normal phone, so it's not that bad. But in the grand scheme of things, the games are actually very short. I actually got this, like I said, about a week or so ago. The only reason why I've been holding off doing a video is because I was waiting to get an N-Gage game. One did not come included with it. So now, Requiem of Hell has come in. And let me tell you, it's only available for the N-Gage. Just reading the instruction manual, there's only like 7 little areas. Each have their own situations, as they call them. So it's like 1 or 2 little quests that you have to do in that area. Then you go on to the next. So it's relatively short. You could probably beat it probably for an 8 to 10 hour gameplay if you had to sit down and just play it all the way through. So the fact that the N-Gage can't save isn't that big of a deal, because me being just a collector, I want to just have it for the sake of saying, hey, I have it, and to be able to play games on it, to be able to say that I played games on it. I'm not going to carry it around in my pocket and use it as a phone. I have a phone. And like I said, it's a neat little device, one of the first ones to break the boundaries like that, one of the first ones to sit there and say you can use your phone as a gaming console, or vice versa. You can use a gaming console as a phone. This was actually a game console. It actually took media cards that go down at the bottom. When you open it up, you can slide the game card in there and play it. So it took physical media, which to me is one of the main requirements of a console. It has to have its own media. So this is what the cartridges look like for it. They were kind of small, but what made them weird was the fact that they did not need to be this size at all. This game is rated M, by the way. For various reasons, there's blood in it and there's violence. Requiem of Hell, for those of you that don't know, before I get into the actual review of this, is a kind of a fantasy action game, top down. You swing your axe, you take out monsters, you gain levels after so many kills. You're able to use magic by pressing 1, 2, and 3 on the D-pad. You have a map, and like I said, various different situations. So it kind of seems kind of like a low-end PlayStation 1 Fable, so to speak, where you can go in, swing things, use magic, and yeah, just kill monsters. The story of it is just like any other fantasy game. There's a big monster who basically is summoning power from a source in order to take over humanity, turn them into demons and stuff like that. So nothing that special about it. But the game itself, the games come in this package for those who have never seen one. But the reason why I don't understand is when you open it up, you have the manual here, which is fine, but this is it. I mean, it's unique, don't get me wrong, because you have the game here, and you have room to put another game. But then you have this. This is what made it so weird, was you could put your 2 games in here, fold this up, put it in your pocket. So you didn't need this. But this is cool that they included this with every single one. I did get this brand new in the original shrink wrap, and I feel bad that I had to tear it open, but I'm going to play the game. It was the only way that I could get it also. I couldn't find a used copy, and I wanted to get it in as good and pristine of a condition as possible, so brand new was it. You can see that the games themselves are actually very small. Like I said, probably about SIM card size, nothing too spectacular. All the data is on there. You pop it in there, and it looks pretty good. Kind of a low-end PlayStation, like maybe somewhere between, maybe a little less than PlayStation, but not quite PlayStation quality. But pretty good games all in all. Pretty good selection. Requiem of Hell is the first one that I have. I'm also looking to get Ashen at some point because that game seemed like it was interesting. A survival horror first-person shooter. Sounds like it could be pretty interesting for this little thing. Now, one of the quirks is that the screen itself is vertical versus horizontal, so it instantly becomes a little weird looking at some games, but it's okay. It's okay. And like I said, you can make phone calls on it and switch between the things, and this one has an OK button, so if you wanted to just do things. But most of the stuff can be controlled on the regular D-pad, and most of the game functions can be controlled on the keypad portion. So there's not really much of a need outside of 5 and 7, which are the A and B respectively, and the D-pad. Up here at the top you have where you can put headphones in here, and the power jack where you can plug it in to charge it. You need to find one of those, by the way, because none of my universal ones work. Go figure. But that's about it in a nutshell. What I did like about the N-Gage, though, is it was one of the very first portables to essentially do what I call the PC effect. The Jaguar was the first console to try and do it by giving you a set of numbers on a keypad that you could use for alternate functions. This one does the same thing, even though most of the buttons, most of the stuff that's done on it is done with 5 and with 7, which would translate into it being the A and the B. You have, like I said, with Requiem of Hell, 1, 2, and 3 that controls magic, 6 that does like a secondary attack with your weapon. You can pull up the map with sound, various things like that. So it's basically what I call the PC effect, and the fact that, you know, it's not like most games where you have to dumb it down to 1 or 2 button combos in order to do something. It could work in the same manner as a console almost. So it's kind of nice. Surprised me that it didn't really take off, but it's understandable. The QD is a much better model over the originals, but as far as it being a phone that's also a gaming console, this is the only one. Don't count the Xperia because of previous reasons. The only one that I know of anyways. That's all that I can think of for now. Make sure that you post your comments about the video below, as well as any questions that you might have. I'm considering doing a Q&A session at some point. And hopefully, I wanted to have Big Mercenary here for this video. But maybe next time I can get somebody to sit down with me and we can talk shop. But until next time, guys, I'm Lord Ryujin. This is the Dragon's Den. Have a good one.